Hey, what's up, people? This is Trey Cam 12, and this is Trey's Point of View, number 36. And in this episode, there will be no really any distinct news type of topics. When it comes to the wrestling world, this is basically just me and a couple of my friends. First, Quin Allen, pimp ass on here.
What's up?
You see her real good.
Yeah.
And my friend from YouTube, Chris Levi 13, aka Chris Levi White.
Hey, people.
Basically, today we're going to talk about if we were like Vince McMahon or whoever runs WWE, what would we do to change WWE? And as always, click that subscribe button either down there or it's going to be over here. That's not going to be up there. I wish it was. It was so much easier when I just go, click the subscribe button up there. The subscribe button is either going to be down there or it's going to be over here somewhere. Just please click the subscribe button. I'm going to be becoming more active on my YouTube channel pretty soon. So let's get right down to it. The first real topic, I guess you could say, is what will we do to change the Divas division? And I'll let you go first, Chris.
Divas division. I go first? Well, everyone should know by now that my favorite diva is Caitlyn, And I'm a big fan of her because she's the strongest diva there besides Natalya. And I think that I don't like the Bella Twins, but it's get them out of the business. Either get them out there or actually make them more wrestling-wise. And build the thing up to where the Divas title goes away and they bring back the women's title. Make the women not just look like they're spot fillers. Make them look like they're like men. Don't look at them as like men or as a piece of meat. Actually have them up there and go fight matches. Do what they say they love wrestling. You hear it here on the show, Told Divas and all that stuff, but have them actually fight legit matches. Not just quick 5-minute matches where people say, oh, it's a piss break, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, who would be the Divas champion? If
I had to pick the Divas champion, you know me, I would like Caitlyn to be the Divas champion, but I'd say, hey, put Caitlyn, put the belt on Caitlyn, Natalya, bring back Eve,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because you've had Eve, Caitlyn, Natalya, AJ, building up the Diva. I mean, well, the Divas, that's what they are. And the other ones actually stepping up wrestling, I would be into it a lot more.
All right, Quinn, what's your opinion? What would you do about the Divas division?
On Friday's show, I put the Women's Championship on Fridays. Then keep the Diva for Mondays. Then I make tomorrow, that's one name. I make her like Women's Champion. Divas, like Chris said, Caitlyn, because she's a good ass wrestler. Like AJ, I love AJ, but it's getting boring with her.
My opinion, if you really want to build up the Divas division, what you need to do is, if you want to build up the Divas division, you can actually, WWE could use Total Divas to build up the Divas division because they show things, that the Divas do outside of wrestling and even, in wrestling. What they need to do is put the Divas title on one of the Total Divas. Preferably Natalya, because she is a good ass wrestler and she can build the Divas division up as, to heights that, nobody could ever even imagine. Natalya could be the face of the WWE Divas division, and that's my opinion because I know her family, the Harts, they eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling. That is their life, is wrestling. She would definitely be one of the best divas of all time.
Yes, I agree. I think she could be just as good, if not better, than Lita.
And they could also build the Divas, like I said, build the Divas division up on the Total Divas show with Natalya basically leading the charge.
And I got one more point. Like he said, build it up on Friday, which is SmackDown. You could say, since the SmackDown is more the world title and stuff like that, well, you could build the Divas up on that show and have them be the big part of that show, so viewers would come watch SmackDown for the world title and the Divas, and then you could have Raw, still have them on Raw and have their moments, but have Raw for what it needs to be.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next division. It's the mid-card division. I'm going to let Quinn start off first. Who would be like your mid-card champions? Who do you think would be the best like in the mid-card?
But in the condom, I'd say Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins?
Yeah, United States. I want to say Kofi a little bit, but I bet Kofi to the main event. But it's hard to find somebody for the United States. I'll probably say Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder?
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what do you have to say about the mid-card? What would be your mid card?
He brought some good points out. Seth Rollins and Zack Ryder for the Intercontinental of the United States. You know, I could kind of agree with that. I mean, you just gotta get the goofy gimmick, that the woo woo woo, which was good at first. Had people buying his gear off him, and sell him like you sell Curtis Axel, and because he is a better wrestler than Curtis Axel, and he could go far. Keep his moveset, just change the gimmick. Keep the name, change the gimmick.
Well, hold on. I wouldn't really say that Zack Ryder is a better wrestler than Curtis Axel is, because Curtis Axel comes from a wrestling family.
Yeah, but you got to realize Curtis Axel, he's a little bit still in the ring. He's a little bit boring. He's a little bit, as you could say, green. He's living more off of what Punk is doing to him in the matches, or other people, or what Paul Heyman is doing to hype him up. Because if I was champion, when Punk was champion and had him, he still spoke. Brock Lesnar, even though he didn't speak much, he still spoke. Curtis Axel don't speak much.
No?
That's just what I'd say.
So your United States champion would be?
Would probably be either Zack Ryder, or I would take a guy that's way out there, Justin Gabriel, and build him up, because Justin Gabriel, I've seen him wrestle. He's got the skills. He's just as good as Kobe Kingston. If you know, he can do the high fly, and he can go out there and he can talk on a mic. Build him up. Build a lot of those guys that were in the Nexus, who are just falling to the side. The original Nexus, not the one that they got now, but the TV show Nexus, and build those guys back up to be the mid card, because if they're going to be in the mid card, they're going to be the next faces of the company.
Yep.
In the future.
Your Intercontinental champion
Would be either Kofi or Drew McIntyre.
What I would do, and if I was running WWE, and if I was running the mid card division, basically if I was just running the WWE altogether, my mid card would consist of. For one, I would bring back the Cruiserweight Championship, put it on Justin Gabriel, then build that division up, and that could compete with TNA's X Division, because TNA's X Division, that's the best thing TNA has, is the X Division. WWE, it used to be kind of like that, where WWE, one of the best things WWE had was the Cruiserweight Division. That's what I would do, because you got a lot of small guys, you know, roughly, small guys, that don't really get a chance at world titles, but yet, you know, you could consider the Cruiserweight Championship kind of like a world title, but it's for like the smaller guys. Kind of like how the light heavyweight championship was. I'd bring back the Cruiserweight Championship, put it on Justin Gabriel, or when Evan Bourne comes back, I'd put it on Evan Bourne. You know, just let those guys just go out and basically just tell the story and wrestle good-ass matches. I would say here, there you go. You know, there. I'm giving you open full control, basically. My Intercontinental Champion would probably be Drew McIntyre, or, you know, there's some other guys that aren't really shown that, you know, job matches that are actually pretty darn good wrestlers if WWE were to roll with them. But they want guys to be entertaining. Wrestling can be entertaining. But my Intercontinental Champion would be Drew McIntyre. My United States Champion would either be Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, because those guys could work well. Hell, even a feud with those two, that would be great. Now let's move on to the World Heavyweight Championship picture. I'm going to go on first. My World Heavyweight Champion, what I would do with the World Heavyweight Championship picture is put it on a guy who has a lot of credibility. Basically just put it on a guy with a lot of credibility. That would boost up the World Heavyweight Championship to make it seem important again, because it's not really that important anymore. So like at Hell in a Cell, John Cena goes against Alberto. Put the title on John Cena, and then if like Damien Sandow wants to cash in, have him cash in, or, you know, let John Cena and Alberto have a legit feud and have it main event SmackDown. Have that whole feud, that whole thing, just close out SmackDown every single week. That would definitely build the World Heavyweight Championship up. In my WWE, who would be the World Heavyweight Champion? Christian, or even Cody Rhodes, or The Big Show. Because those guys have a lot of credibility, because those guys can back it up in the ring, even though it's scripted. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. All right, Quinn, who would be your World Heavyweight Champion?
I like Alberto. I like him at face, because he was kind of going toward the Ed Guerrero type phase. But since he really stale, I really want Antonio Cesaro. Yeah, like, because he's a good at wrestler. Then the little spin you already do it, hype the crowd up. Bring back the World Heavyweight picture.
All right, Chris, who would be your World Heavyweight
Well,
Champion?
like you said, you gave out a lot of good points about the World Heavyweight Championship. It's not credible as it used to be. It's looked down as almost being in WWE's term, a mid-card belt.
Mm-hmm.
You could look at Dean Ambrose holding the United States title currently. He almost has more prestige and more hype to him than he does as Alberto holding the world title.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. Credibility is what that title needs. It needs somebody to hold that title who can stand alone without title. But when they hold that title, people are like, I want a gun for the World Heavyweight Championship. I want to be that championship. So that they can stand there and they can stand right next to the WWE champion and be like, I'm just as valuable to the company as you. Guys I can see going for that is, I could see if you were to push him more, Damien Sandow holding that belt and mowing men down. And I can see Cody Rhodes. I could even in his return, I could see Goldust being a world heavyweight champion, and people from the Attitude Era and all this stuff that people from the Attitude Era want it back could be like, Goldust is back and he's championing, he's kicking people that's half his age down, you know?
Yeah. All right, now, so your world heavyweight champion would be Damien Sandow?
Damien Sandow or Goldust.
All right, that sounds pretty darn cool. And the next topic is the WWE Championship picture. Quinn, I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, I want to see like Ryback or Rod Black, Big E Langston go at it, but you really gonna see a black WWE superstar go for the WWE Championship, really. And I like to see Kofi. That's everybody.
Kofi Kingston?
Yep.
Oh, damn right.
Yeah. You remember he was Randy? He was almost on that point beginning, but something happened.
Yep.
But
all right, go. Oh, keep on going.
But WWE, people saying WWE kind of racist and all that stuff. But one day,
It seems like it.
yeah, they kind of racist. One day, Kofi, Titus O'Neil, maybe Mark Henry, if he start getting hurt, and Big E Lane probably go after it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And you're WWE champion.
Good points, man. I can see that. WWE, you know, there's a lot of guys that are in that picture that can be thrown in the names. I could say Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, the guys that are currently going in the picture for it. But if I had to look at the whole roster and look at people that may not be there much longer, I could see I would really love to see, me personally, Christian or even Kane return as a badass heel. Christian be a face and Kane be a badass heel, and them two fight for the championship and off the heels of, say, this feud right here was Randy Orton and
Daniel Bryan.
And Daniel Bryan, because you can see that happening. You can see Kane come in the picture, and he knows Randy Orton. He knows Daniel Bryan because he's been with both of them. And you can see Christian come in the picture, and they'd make it so much better. People would I'm going to say it, would mark for Christian to be up in a picture like that, because he hasn't been in a picture like that since, really, good built-wise since TNA. No offense to WWE.
If my WWE champion, I do think Randy Orton deserves to be in the main events, being WWE champion and all, but I would not hot potato the WWE championship, the quote-unquote most important championship in all of wrestling. That's arguable. It's a very good argument. I would build the hell out of storylines, make them full of emotion, full of fucking talent. My WWE champion would either be CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, just because they have worked up to that point. And even though it's scripted, whatever, even though it's like that, I would like for the guy that I choose to be the WWE champion to actually respect the WWE championship, the history, lineage, all that stuff, because there's a lot of guys that, they get into wrestling, they just want to be WWE champion just because it's cool, I want a guy who respects the WWE Championship, respects the history of the WWE Championships. Mm-hmm. Basically, he wants to be everything that he is, that the WWE Championship has ever been hyped up to be. The best wrestler in the world. So I would have either CM Punk or Daniel Bryan fight for the belt. And also, I can say one more thing about the world title picture is, instead of having just like the WWE Champion or like the main superstars, of WWE on the talk shows every night and stuff, have the World Heavyweight Champion do an appearance sometimes, Have him on the news every now and then, talking about the company, hyping up the company. Instead of just these certain, like, 3 or 4 guys, Cena, Orton, Punk, instead of those just, like, 3 guys, have, like, Alberto up here. Because, people, like, the general wrestling, or the general public don't really know. Like, if you say, oh, who's, like, World Heavyweight Champion, they'll say, like, oh, it's Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan, or something. The World Heavyweight Champion needs to be in that hat, You know what I'm saying? His name needs to be in that hat for, you know, oh, he's a household name because he is a champion.
Yes,
And my WWE champion would definitely be like that. He'd be a household name because I would build him up perfectly.
Yeah.
So either CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. So
Good.
anything else we gotta add?
Oh yeah, you forgot missed something. The tag team division.
Oh, the tag team division.
The tag team division. You got the primetime players. You got the Usos. You got tons of Funk. You've got the Real Americans. You got the Shield. All those great tag teams.
My tag team champions would be the Usos. Just because they are a legit tag team. They're not like two singles wrestlers.
Yeah.
They came in to WWE as a tag team and have stayed there as a tag
They've
team.
never.
Might be primetime players.
Primetime players?
Well, I want to talk about the topic. Is that okay with you? There's a lot of great teams. I could see, like you said, the primetime players are the Usos getting a good run. I'd like to see them get the Usos get the titles. Say legitly right now, take everything out. Like get Usos feud with the Shield. They take the titles off them. Then they get in feud with primetime players, and it builds both teams up to where it looks like they're strong single wise, but they're also strong tag team wise, and it makes the tag team titles look like damn they can stand on their own, but they also are magnificent together. And I could say, probably I would look. I know that they're going to get broke up probably soon, but the Real Americans coming in there and holding the titles, you know, if they built them right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, that's really all we got to say about, you know, what we would do to, you know, if we were running WWE. Make sure you click that subscribe button down there. Rate this video thumbs up, and I will leave the links to the official Trace Point of View Facebook page in the description. No, I didn't.
Popsy girl.
I didn't miss it.
Oh.
Just let me do this. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing the show for over 2 years. I'm going to leave the links in the description box for the official Trace Point of View Facebook page, and also like to send a special shout out to our friend from Ireland. Her name is Aoife Conway, who does her own YouTube videos, and I will leave her YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel in the description box right below. So all you got to do is just click show more. Click on hers. She's funny as hell. She has me in stitches all the time on Skype. So you should go check out her videos. She does a lot of random ass videos. And also go check this guy out on YouTube. This guy don't have a YouTube. You should also check him out on Facebook as well. His name's Quin Allen. This is Chris Levi White. This is Trey Cam 12. And we shall see you later.